Hello everyone, and welcome back to Manhattan Movers and Shakers, where we feature New York locals that are working hard to make the Big Apple a better place. My name is Mina Kaji, and I'm here with my co-host Alex McVean, as well as special guest Stephanie Martinez, who is the Director of Youth Arts at the nonprofit Sing for Hope.
We are so happy you could come, Stephanie. You may know Sing for Hope from the 50 coloured pianos they placed in all 5 boroughs of the city, in various parks and public spaces. Since the project's start, it has turned into New York City's largest annual public art project. Stephanie, would you mind telling us a little bit about Sing for Hope as an organisation to start us off?
Sure. So Sing for Hope is a nonprofit based here in New York City. Our mission is art for all. We have various programs to make the arts accessible to everyone here in New York City, regardless of race, class, age, all of these things that can sometimes be barriers. We were founded 10 years ago by Camille Zamora and Monica Eunice. They are opera singers that met at the Juilliard School, and they were looking for a way to use their art to make the world a better place and give back to the community. So we've evolved a lot since then, but the core mission of using the arts to transform and uplift is very much still there.
So what exactly do you do as the Director of Youth Arts? Like, how many schools do you visit, or how do you engage with the kids?
So anything that has to do with youth comes through me. Right now we have a partnership with the YMCA. So they have a community schools model where we come and bring the arts component. We're in all 5 boroughs, and we have a large roster of volunteer artists at Sing for Hope. These are Broadway stars, singers from the Met, or they might be an NYU student who is at Tisch or Steinhardt and wants to give back. We have a variety of different art forms represented, and these artists go into the schools and give free workshops and master classes for these young people. We also have out-of-school programming, so this summer we'll have a program for high school students hosted at Glasgow Caledonian University, where students free of charge get to work with world-class artists.
So how many volunteers on average participate in the Sing for Hope events?
There are over 1,500 volunteer artists signed up on our roster. Now, the commitment that these volunteers make is really dependent on their schedule and what they're able to give. So one volunteer might just see us once a year, and that's totally fine. And then we have volunteers that once a week donate their times in schools and hospitals and community centers. So we try to make it as easy and accessible for the volunteer as well, so that they're able to share their time and talent.
How do you think Sing for Hope is influenced by the cultural hub that is New York City?
Because we're an arts organization and this is such a hub for the arts, we're so lucky that we are able to get so many talented artists.
So could you speak to us a little bit about the Sing for Hope pianos? So like when and where they're placed, and as well as what you think it provides to the community?
Sure. So the Sing for Hope pianos is probably our most visible project. This summer, June 9th through 19th, we had 50 painted pianos all throughout New York City. They're in all 5 boroughs, in parks and public spaces. We work with the New York City Parks Department and various other organizations to place the pianos. Each piano is painted by different artists, so they're all very unique pieces of art. Then they're really hubs during their time on the streets for people to come together. You see people of all backgrounds that might not have talked to each other come and sing a song or have a conversation.
Do people ever vandalize the pianos?
We put a lot of trust in the communities, and for the amount of pianos, and I don't have the exact number in front of me right now, that we've put out on the streets over the past 5 years, it's like 1% of the time that this happens. The story really is that we put these instruments out there and that people really come together and take care of them and enjoy them. We have this great team of piano technicians that go around through the entire 2 weeks, and they're constantly tuning the pianos, or sometimes we get a call like, this piano's one key is not working here, and they'll be there. I was at Madison Square Park this summer I wrote an email to our pianos team saying, this piano, a piece of the wood is broken. Within an hour, the technician was there with a screwdriver fixing it. So that also is a huge help to maintain the integrity of the instrument.
How do you feel when you see or hear someone playing one of these pianos on the street?
It's really exciting to be a part of the project, especially as a staff member, to see it from beginning to end, to see this blank canvas come to life, painted by these very talented, generous artists, and then to see people using them. Sometimes I have my Sing for Hope t-shirt on and I'm actively engaging, but sometimes I might just be walking by and people don't necessarily know I'm associated, and have these moments, and they're happening when I don't have to do anything. On the Upper East Side, a few weeks back when the project was taking place, there was a young couple with a newborn baby, and there was a businessman passing by, and there were kids and police, everyone just coming around the piano and making song requests, talking, and it really felt like a community. And sometimes we're all so busy here in New York, everybody has a million things to do, that to give people an opportunity to stop, connect, and have a good time is really important, I think.
Why is the cause of bringing art to the community important to you?
The arts are such an important part of every child's life. Being creative, giving people an outlet to express themselves that they might not have, I think is really important. And I've seen in my own life how it's changed me.
So do you find that there's an emotional response from people who get this access to the music and the pianos that otherwise wouldn't have that access?
They can, absolutely. When you're given a space to be heard, absolutely, it can come from an emotional place. Sometimes we go into healthcare facilities, and if a person is recovering from a surgery and they feel very alone, and an artist comes in and sings a song and it's an outlet for that person, they might laugh, they might cry. We're okay with it, but we're giving them that space to express that feeling.
So do you have any advice for other nonprofits that are just starting up?
Know what your mission is and stay true to that. Make sure that every decision you're making gets you closer to achieving that goal. For us, it's making the arts accessible to all, and that should really be at the center of everything that you do.
Thank you so much for coming in, Stephanie. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
This is Mina Kaji.
And Alex McVean.
Signing off. Thank you so much for tuning into Manhattan Movers and Shakers.
See you next week.